Good afternoon from Double O Farms, Avery. A few days ago I met Stephen, one of the members of the Swarm Bee Group, and he had a swarm at his home. Captured a swarm for him, we did it together, and the video you're about to see is what happened. So tell me what you think about the video. Be fantastic. I find her. I want to isolate her in there and keep her locked down in there for at least 24 hours, because what she'll do, sometimes they take off again. That's why everybody in the group is telling you, so you hope you can get the hive before the queen decides to go wandering off again or go fly somewhere else.
Understood.
They can smell my glove, so they can start. Yeah, you know, Ruben is pretty good with me. Encourage them to go for food. This is encouraging them to go somewhere else. All right. Dip it up in the table. Dip it up with some real high. Still have to find it. It's a tricky part. Claro. I want to show you off, but he's jumping around too. Let me put her over here for a minute so you can see. She's the biggest one inside there. While they encourage the rest of them. You can see her inside there. She's a dark.
I see her.
The top of her crown normally be bald. If you look at the rest of their one, they're one little hairy. That's a quick way to also, other than the size of her abdomen, that's where we mark the crane also, the little black ball area on the top. Usually put a marker right there for her. She can't get out of there. So, that's her. So now what we'll do, I'll sit her down in between you and the rest of them. They'll take care of her. We calm her down in there. We know for a fact. Let me see how tight this box is. Let me get her to. Trying to do now is to wake out enough room to put the queen clip inside the box also, and then the rest of them throughout the next couple of hours will filter down into here. Right now. Eventually, let me see. Let me transfer into this. Still ain't nothing. Okay, that ain't working. So let me just sit on top. Get the rest of these good. Sometimes you have to look for another one too, you know. Not because you see that one. Sometimes some swarms have more than one. So I'm still looking. You just may end up having two queens in there. Never, like you say, it never hurts to look. If all goes well, you can consider this your first hive.
Great.
These are nice gentle bees, but they're not even trying to hit my whale. You see they're doing? They're marching right down. The rest of these girls up here, they'll eventually come down. Get them. And get up into the box. Get up into the box. I still need to move the frame. Yeah, they're hanging already. They'll form, they'll start building on the comb, just like that. I'm hoping that there's not a second queen in here. We'll find that out shortly now. Wow, you wouldn't believe it. You need to bring the camera closer. And look at that. See they done starting? Ooh. Oh, sorry, buddies. Hope you didn't record that part. I know. I believe you're alone right now. I want to collect those other ones. Let me turn this way so they can march right up into that. rotate again. So here now, we're 2 days later. We're at Stephen home again, and we're going to go into this hive. The purpose is to check to see the strength of the swarm and to release the queen. Opening up the hive here, looking at the bees. Again, these are very gentle bees. I have a veil on at this point, but none of them are actually hitting my veil. And as a matter of fact, none of them are actually even hovering around the front of my veil. So I'm very, very happy to be working with these bees. And I start to see them in the hive. They're starting to bedding. And I'm going to be very careful how I put this down on an angle so I don't hit the bottom. Thing was going on hive. I'm very, very deliberately slow checking out, and here we go. No comb. That was the size of the original comb that I put in. You're going to see 2 frames later, and you're going to see just how big that particular comb is at this point in just 2 days. I'm retrieving the queen out. She's still in the cage. As you can see, the amount of bees still on the cage, so they've been taking good care of her. As I say, this box has been in this position for 2 days, so they've already orientated to the environment and where they are. So they're bringing in, they're starting to think about or bringing in resources. I see pollen on probably 1 or 2 bees at this point. See the size of that comb? It's almost 2.5 times the size of the original size. So I'm giving you a closer look inside now. The amount of bees, and there's no dead bees at this point. I'm looking around, looking inside the amount of bees. There are no dead bees. And the last frame is also full. The bees are bedding down on that frame also. So at this point, like I said, the main purpose is to get the queen out of the cage and let her start doing what she needs to do. I'm wishing at this point that I had a drawn comb or a drawn frame, I should say, so I could actually put there so the queen herself, her workers would have been able to clean it up in the last 2 days, and when I release her, she can go straight to work. Unfortunately, I don't have many medium-sized drawn comb at my home, so I was not able to bring one to let the workers prep and get ready for when I release the queen. But all in all, I'm very happy with what I'm seeing. The queen is strong. As you can see, the top of the hive, there's hardly any bees on top, but watch when I rest the cage on top. I'm trying to get the rest of the bees off. Watch how they start to accumulate on top of the frames. And once I release her, even more bees are going to start to accumulate. As soon as I open it up right about here, she was out and gone down in the frames so quickly that I didn't even see when she moved. So I'm going to spend the next probably 30 seconds looking to make sure that she's actually not in there, and she's not. But you know, being very careful. She is a dark queen, so I don't want to make any mistakes and accidentally damage her. As you can see, the amount of bees that are accumulating on the frames, now you can't basically see any of the frames on one side. So that alone tells me that the queen is out and she's down in there. And I guess what they do, they're throwing the party now that she's out. And just double checking the cage, making sure, and I'm sure that she's not in. And at this point, I'm gonna try and take some of the bees off the cage. And that's when I realized that, you know what, she's not in there. Because now the cage is actually clean. All the bees move away from the cage. So you can see the whole cage in my hand now. And there's only 1 or 2 bees left on it. So good, I'm happy. And the bees are all over the top of the frames.
they're fanning at this point. You're gonna see me pointing it out to one, pointing it out to Stephen. There are 1 or 2 bees. Actually, there are more than 1 or 2 bees fanning. There's quite a few of them. And there's the motion I'm giving them that they are fanning. I'm going to now say, let's close this up and let them be for at least 2 weeks. I'm thinking about putting a feeder on top of this to help boost them. And I'm going to put this down very gently and move it from side to side just a little bit right there. Make sure I don't crush any bees. And voila, done.
Now that you've seen the video, I know you probably got a few questions. Let me know. Put them down in the comments below. Remember, to see future videos, hit the subscribe button and don't forget to hit the bell to get notifications. Until next time, Ian, 00 Farms Apiary. Be fantastic.